Yeah.
One thing I heard recently, and I can't remember where I heard it, and that's annoying me, but basically she said like because a lot of it stems, if not all of it, from our childhood. So she said like that maybe what happened in your childhood is not your responsibility. You weren't the cause of it, but it is your responsibility to heal it.
Yeah.
And that really like stood out to me because I'm like, that is so true. You can only have a sob story for so long before
Mhm.
you realize that just messing your own self up, you know?
Yeah.
You can continue to cry about what happened, but like, what are you doing to actually heal?
Right. Right.
Actually, on that note, what are some signs that you say that you would see, or what are some signs that stick out to you that maybe someone is struggling with boundaries and they don't even realize it?
Definitely if they feel pretty spread thin and overwhelmed by just kind of everything they have in life. I would say that's kind of what I see the most. A lot of times boundaries come up with parents, like adult children, with parents and kind of figuring out what they're responsible for and what they're not. The adult child I'm talking about right now. Um we sometimes continue to play out those same relationship dynamics that we had growing up where, if I have a client I'm thinking of who had a pretty critical and kind of controlling mother. And so that was continuing to play out in her relationship with her mom in adulthood. And so we really kind of worked on setting boundaries there and, what's her responsibility, what's not, what are certain beliefs that maybe mom passed on to her that aren't true or that aren't working for her anymore, things like that. So I'd say those are kind of where I see them show up the most. And
Okay.
with work, like a lot of people really have a hard time setting boundaries with work. I think especially since the pandemic when everyone's available all the time. So it can be really challenging to kind of
Yeah.
turn that off.
And it's funny because one of the business owners that I interviewed, she struggles with boundaries. And she also said that she was a people pleaser because something from childhood, she mentioned she was the firstborn. So she's got like that
Mhm.
firstborn people pleasing syndrome. So it's just funny how that those two went hand in hand. Like she's not setting the boundaries because she feels like with work, because she feels like she needs to respond to everyone.
Mhm.
So it's 9 o'clock at night and she's responding to people on Instagram
Yeah.
because that people pleasing in her is like, "Oh, I don't wanna make them wait to the next day to, have me respond to them. They may think that I'm ignoring them," or, just being conscious of these things is, like, eye-opening, you know?
Yeah. And most of that comes from like a fear of disappointing others. That's something that I think a lot of people struggle with. And it's just a part of life, right? Where you're not gonna make everybody happy if you
Yeah.
try to. You're gonna, burn yourself out pretty quickly.